Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's Walk of Fame ceremony. I'm LaRon Gubler, President CEO of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, which is presenting today's program. Today, we are honoring a man who has become a part of music history. Today, Hollywood honors recording and mix engineer Al Schmitt. He will receive the 2,557th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Okay. So let me tell you why we are honoring Al. Al Schmitt is a renowned recording and mix engineer whose acclaimed music career has spanned more than a half a century. He holds the record for most Grammy Awards for a recording or mix engineer, and to date, Al is the recipient of 23 Grammy Awards. And that includes the Grammy Trustees Lifetime Achievement Award in 2006. In 2014, Al received an honorary doctorate degree from Berklee College of Music. So he's a doctor. Al is a New York native of whom Barbra Streisand once said, "As a fellow Brooklynite, we speak the same language." He has worked on more than 150 gold and platinum albums and was inducted into the Tech Awards Hall of Fame in 1997 to honor his technical and creative excellence in recording and sound. And that deserves some applause. Now, in the early days of his career working at RCA, Al engineered albums for such legendary artists as Sam Cooke, Rosemary Clooney, and Henry Mancini. And in the mid-1960s, as demand for his engineering services grew, Al aspired to become an independent producer. In addition to recording all the last records of the legendary Sam Cooke, he also worked with Anne Margaret, Bobby Darin, and Eddie Fisher. He also collaborated with artists of the time, including Jefferson Airplane, Jackson Browne, and Neil Young. And Al recently worked on the completion of the newest Neil Young albums, Storytone and On the Beach. Although Al loved producing, he realized that what he loved best about the business was capturing the sound, so he returned to engineering. He worked on Capitol Records award-winning albums such as Frank Sinatra's Duets and Duets 2, George Benson's Breezin', Barbra Streisand's Back to Broadway, Natalie Cole's Unforgettable, and you can cheer for all of these, of course, Diane Krall's The Look of Love, and Ray Charles' Genius Loves Company, to name just a few. He also engineered Paul McCartney's Kisses on the Bottom album, which won the 2012 Grammy Award for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album. Al mixed the historic The Beatles, The Night That Changed America at Capitol Studios for AEG Ehrlich Ventures LLC, which was nominated in the Outstanding Sound Mixing for a Variety Series category for the 2014 Emmy Awards. His prominence was memorialized when he was featured sitting at his post behind the recording console at Capitol Studios in Justin Timberlake's Suit and Tie video, which won the 2013 Grammy Award for Best Music Video. Now, these days, Al spends most of his time working from the famed Capitol Studios, where he has become a familiar and much-loved part of the Capitol Studios family. And I might add, Al is beloved by generations of engineers and producers, many of whom he has inspired and taught the craft of engineering. He is also revered by the many artists whose magical moments are captured in the studios. Now, Al works with the following charities: Naris Grammy in the Schools Jazz Program, Grammy Camp, Music Cares, the Musicians Assistance Program, and more. And so on that note, please help me welcome to the stage our honoree, Al Schmitt. You've got a lot of fans out there. And of course, face a little towards the cameras too there, Al. They want to see your smile as well. All right, now before you get to hear from Al, we have a couple of guest speakers. Our first speaker is one of music's most significant artists and executives, excelling in multiple roles and serving as one of the industry's beacons for integrity. As the president of Blue Note Records since 2011, he is both the company's leader and an ambassador for its music. He has worked with many artists, ranging from the Rolling Stones to Willie Nelson to Roy Orbison. He was recently awarded his first Emmy as musical director for the CBS television special, The Beatles, The Night That Changed America. Please welcome award-winning music producer Don Was to the stage.
Hi, Al. Well, thank you so much, and it's a real honor to be here today to testify on behalf of my hero and my good friend, Al Schmitt. You just heard all the facts about the breadth and the depth of Al's 60-year career and the awards and the accolades that followed. There's really no one else in the music business who can come close to matching the singularity and the uniqueness of his accomplishments. There's no other engineer, producer, mixer in the history of music who set out in the 1960s and made immortal records, immortal records, and continued to do so in every decade right up to the present time. Now, to put the magnitude of that accomplishment into perspective, it's not even hyperbolic to say that it's the same thing as if John F. Kennedy were still the president of the United States, okay? And not just the president, but like a great president who won 23 Nobel Peace Prizes, okay? Or it's like going home tonight and putting on Sports Center to discover that Mickey Mantle was still the batting champion of the American League. Really, the only comparable person I can think of is Mick Jagger, who still weighs 135 pounds, can dance around for 2.5 hours, and is still the best front man in rock and roll. And I do not think it's out of line to say that Al Schmitt is the Mick Jagger of producer engineers. Now, for those of you here today who don't actually make records for a living, let me try to elucidate what it is that makes Al's work so special. And here's a true story. A year ago, the legendary Steve Miller came to the Blue Note offices here in the Capitol Tower to play me his newest album. And I listened for a minute, and I said, "Did Al Schmitt record this?" And Steve was really surprised. He was taken aback, and he said, "Yes, how did you know?" And I said, "I knew it was Al because your vocals sound better than I ever heard them before." That's true. And that's a very big deal. In addition to his unparalleled skills and talent, Al brings a humility and a generosity to a session. He's not there to leave his thumbprint on the artist's forehead. He's there to quietly bring out the warmth and the intimacy of their performance. That's a very noble mission, and let there be no mistake about it. It takes a beautiful cat to consistently make such beautiful records. I can honestly think of, that's right, I can think of no other figure in the entire music business who is as loved and respected as Al Schmitt. So on behalf of all the engineers, producers, and musicians in the world, I say, Al, you're our leader, you're our role model, you're our inspiration, and no one is more worthy of this star than you. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Don. Now, Al, don't be shy back there. Come on up over here where they can see you. They want to see you up here. All right. So let me acknowledge a couple of people who are with us. You want to be over here in the shade? Maybe that would be a little easier. Let's have you right there. Okay, let me acknowledge a couple of people who are with us. We have the chair of the board of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, Beth Marlis of Musicians Institute. And we have the chair of the Walk of Fame Committee for the Chamber, Maureen Schultz from Capitol Records. Here's Maureen. And Al, got a lot of fans here, but you've got other fans who couldn't be with us today, and I've got a couple of telegrams to read to you. So let me share those with you. First, dearest, dearest Al, I guess you could say we changed each other's lives back in 1990. Who knew, who could have known that a recording engineer and a little R&B singer named Natalie Cole would make musical history together? You did things that no one thought could be done. I am so very proud to have witnessed it and been a part of it. I love you so much. You are indeed unforgettable. Love, Natalie. And a second telegram. All I can say about Al Schmitt is that he's simply one of the best engineers in the world and a total pleasure to work with. Congratulations, Al. And where's that $20 that I loaned you? Love you, baby, Paul McCartney. All right. Well, our next speaker has entertained the masses and captivated his peers for more than 3 decades with such classics as Funk Number 49, Walk Away, Life's Been Good, and Ordinary Average Guy. In 1975, he joined the Eagles, bringing a harder rock sound to the group with the acclaimed Hotel California, The Long Run, and Eagles Live. He continues to perform with them in 2015. Please welcome Joe Walsh.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Good.
It's your day.
A little nervous, but I'm good.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Well, I know I look cool with these sunglasses on, but I'm going to take them off so I can see, okay? There we go. Well, we all love music. When we hear a song that we love in our car, we turn up the volume and sing along with it as loud as we can, whether we know the words or not. Music makes us cry, music makes us laugh, music makes us remember the summer it came out. Music makes us dance. When you think about it, if you were an alien and you came to Earth and you witnessed someone dancing to music, you would say, well, there's this noise and they jump around like idiots. But we can't help it. We love music. The ability to capture a performance and archive it is fairly new. It's a fairly new technology. Starting late 40s, early 50s. But there's 200 years of music before that that never got captured and never got archived. All that there is written down on paper for musicians to try and reproduce. And that's a shame. The great masters like Mozart and Beethoven and all that, no one really knows how they meant for things to be played, but you can get close reading the manuscript. So early in what's now a technology, you had one mic and maybe 20 guys in the band, and you'd set up the mic and push record and hope for the best. And if the piano was not loud enough, you'd move the piano closer to the mic. Al knows how to do that. So, and it's really an abstract science. There's no mathematics to it. There's no real manual or anything. It's what sounds good to the human ear, and the human ear is a very strange organ. So Al started from day one, the days with one microphone. And Al was obsessed with how do we make this sound like there's no microphone. You're in the room with the 20 guys playing. How do you make someone's voice sound like you're in the room, listening to them singing? The process of recording it should be transparent. And that's what Al has done all these years, striving for that. And as technology improved and expanded, there became all these new things you could do. And people did it. But a lot of people lost track of the performance. You could record parts of it and put other parts on later. And Al knows how to do that. But it's different than capturing the performance. And that's where he is the man. So he has the basic analog infancy in its stage recording technology from day one, and he has kept up with all of the improvements, all of the additions to how to do it. And he knows all of it. And now we're in the digital age, and the technology, well, put it this way, digital age ate how to make records. And there's a new way now. And it really distracts an artist from the performance. You can do anything you want. You can fix anything you want with digital technology. So you do. And that's a really bad habit. Because every time you fix something, you're taking the mojo out of the performance. Al knows how to do it and leave the mojo in. There's a handful of guys that know what he knows. There's a handful of guys that make all the music we know and love possible. You never really hear about them, but we wouldn't have all this music we love without them. And Al's one of those handful of guys. In the Eagles, when we were young and just musicians and didn't really know about the business of music, we would have to decide things, business stuff, which was really distracting. But we had this thing where we thought Robert Mitchum was one of the coolest guys on the planet. And we would always say, Well, what would Robert Mitchum do? And that's how we decided a lot of stuff, and it worked pretty darn good in retrospect. When you're in the studio and you are stumped and you don't know what to do, ask yourself, what would Al Schmitt do? He is a national treasure, okay? I just want to say this, you know, Elvis, for a while, sold the most records of anybody. For a while, the Eagles did. Michael Jackson took over, and then we took over, and then he took over again. U2 claims they've sold the most records of anybody. Nope. 24 Grammys, 150 gold and platinum albums. Al Schmitt has sold more records than anybody. We love you, Al. God bless you.
Thank you, Joe. Let me acknowledge a few other people who are with us today. We have Walk of Famer Dave Cause. Wave, Dave. And his star is right back here, close to yours, Al. We have musician Orianthi. Singer Brenda Russell. And musician Richie Sambora. And there are other VIPs too numerous to mention, but we want to thank you all for coming out today to help share this special moment. So Al, the Chamber of Commerce administers the Walk of Fame on behalf of the City of Los Angeles. And the city has approved a beautiful resolution for you, signed by the council member, the president of the city council, and the mayor. And you know, I've been told if you put this on your dashboard, you won't get any parking tickets, but I don't vouch for that. So on behalf of the city, it's my pleasure to present this to you, and let's stand over here for a photo.
Sure.
Okay, well, I
You
pushed
know why
that.
the sun-
Why don't you hold that right there? How's that? All right. Okay, well, it's time to hear from the man you've all been waiting for. So let me just say, in memory of our late honorary mayor, Johnny Grant, we hereby declare this Al Schmitt Day in Hollywood.
Oh, boy. Thank you so much. I'm so honored, I'm just overwhelmed by it. I'm going to keep this short because it's really damn hot out here, and I'll try to keep this as short as possible. When I was a kid growing up in Brooklyn, something like this was beyond my wildest dreams. As a matter of fact, 4 months ago, it was beyond my wildest dreams. And when they told me, I don't know, I think I fainted for about 22 seconds. Called my wife and told her she couldn't tell anybody, but that this was happening. So anyway, there's so many people to thank, so I'm just going to kind of get through this and thank a few. Don Was, Joe Walsh, Natalie Cole, and Paul McCartney for their beautiful words. Thank you. I'll just remember them forever. I want to thank Tommy LaPuma for 45 years of just great music. Just great music. What a career we've had together. We're like Siamese twins, you know. I love that man. He's like my brother. I want to thank Paula Salvador, who's the She is the true heart of Capitol Studios. She's just amazing, and I love her dearly. I want to thank Maureen Schultz, Without her, this would have never been done. She's the engine that steers this whole thing, and God bless her. I want to thank Art Kelm for keeping the studio running so well and all, and never any technical problems or anything, and he runs a tight ship. Yeah, Art Kelm. I want to thank my family for just so much support throughout the years. I was kind of a juvenile delinquent in my mid-30s and 40s, and they kind of stuck with me and helped me get through it all. I want to thank my beautiful wife, Lisa. I want to thank her for helping me to become a better person. And she works on that every day. And I love her so much. I want to thank my higher power for keeping me on the straight and narrow, keeping me sober. And lastly, I'd like to remind everybody to please be kind to all living things. Really important. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Shall we unveil your star? Let's do it.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Al Schmitt. Straight ahead, Al. Straight ahead, guys. Straight ahead. There we go. Straight ahead, gentlemen.
All right, guys. Far left for us, please. Thank you much. Right, left. Over this way, guys.
Over here, Al. Hey, Al, over here, big fan. Hold up. Thank you, girlfriend.
Hey, guys.
Right there, and then everybody. Perfect. Looking over here on the left. Behind the tree.
You know.
Guys, look this way for me, please. Stand right here.
Yeah, over here.
Hey, gentlemen, over here, please. Gentlemen here in the center. Joe, I swear.
Yeah, Joe. Back to your left, Joe.
Guys, right down here, please. And here in the center, guys. There we go. Very good, guys. We got a reference. Hey, guys, looking this way. Hey, guys, one down here to the left, please. And Joe, right down here. Thank you. And guys, back this way for us, please. Thank you very much. There we go.
Love you all. Three good looking men.
Let me say it. Yeah, could you knee out? Could you knee down? Could you knee out? And touch your stomach. And touch your stomach. And touch your stomach. There we go. Yeah, you can touch it. Touch it. Touch the stomach. Al, right here. Right here, Al. There we go. Yeah. All right. Over here, Al. And Al, right here, sir. Al, look down. There we go. Now one more here, sir. Touch it. Touch it. There we go. Yeah. Right here, Al. Right here. Al, back your leg. Al, look up. Al, look up. Al. And Al, right here, sir. Al on the far left. There it is. Straight ahead, Al. Right here, sir. Top left. There we go. There we go. There we go. Very good. That's a bit funny.
Okay, Al, I need everybody looking straight ahead first, okay? Everybody straight ahead first.
I've been hiding behind this tree since last night. Just to wait for this one. Mazel tov.
Look at that. Look at me. Mine. No.
Lean into the shot. Oh, lean into the shot.
No. Turn. I want to see the style room. Come back to me.
Al, everybody straight ahead first, okay?
Just did my way.
Okay, Al, we're ready.
Yeah, the thumbnail. Right. So yeah, the one at the upper.
Yes. Bigger.